Okay team, it's Andrew here from Apex Trades. Hope you are all well. Decided to have a little challenge, I think. Looking at doing starting with $100 and just seeing where it takes us, right? No real rhyme or reason. Nothing too spectacular. There are a few things though. Number one, we need to be completely diligent. We need to make sure we're not complacent. One of the things we don't want to happen, because it will be disastrous, is to lose too much. And so the plan is, we've got to keep ourselves in check, right? So just starting with $100, the idea is that each trade that we hope to make is around 20%, right? So $20 maximum risk. We've got to make sure that if we do get any losses, that we stick to that plan, because the idea, put simply, is that if we get a win, looking for a minimum of around 3-1, right? Or at least 3-1 rather. Could be more. And the only way we're going to do that is by sticking to the plan, right? And so what we're going to do, we have, give it a quick tour of what you're looking at on the screen. First thing is obviously the main screen is trading view. At the bottom we have my live account on MEXC, so any trades we take you will see there. See complete transparency, and then at the bottom right you have the screener, right? So hopefully it's clear enough and you can see that, and that's what we're going to use to see if we can cherry pick any little nice ones. I had a few really nice ones before. Storage or Storage, whatever you call it, that was an absolute doozy. If anyone was on my live earlier on, apologies, I hadn't realized, but I was waffling away without any sounds. I hadn't realized that no sound was coming through, so hopefully sound should be coming through now. And if you just let me know, if you don't mind, in the comment section, that you can hear everything, that would be fantastic, actually. If anyone was on my live video. Right, so let's start. Let's see what we can do. Okay. First things first, let's have a little look at BTC. Let's see what BTC is doing. BTC's claimed that much liquidity, so there's still a little bit of liquidity to go, and it's currently in this range, right? Which is okay. That's not bad. That's what we want to see. We want to see it in the range. It took a little bit of a move off. I do think, let me see what the 30-minute looks like. It's still quite low at the hour. How was it dropped? 2 hour, just at that midway point, so it's definitely still more to go there. But equally, it's also respected that trend, right? Hasn't broken out of that yet. One would argue actually it's even, links down to there. And so that's quite a nice trend line. So you want to really see it break that, right, and see if it can even claim some of this liquidity. So as of yet, it's still in play. Buyers are clearly stepped in right when it came down to that zone. But what I want to know is, if I go to the weekly, this is the thing that's been concerning me as we're approaching this value here. So let me just make that a bit bigger, so you can see from the previous high here. So we had the all-time high, and we come down, and then we had a move back up. It's just the retracement, right? So we're already at that golden pocket. So I was expecting at least that we were going to come into some sort of resistance. Now, usually when these things happen, very rarely do you hit it first time around, right? You normally have to have a few stabs at it. And each time we've come up with these moves here, we've retraced at least 50%. Okay, so just to quickly, let's just have a quick sense on that. On the weekly here, don't forget, right? But if I apply that, say from here to here, that retrace back to 0.65. If I do it to the next one, from here to here, and I'm looking at this, we retrace back to 0.5, and then from, well, you can already see we massively retrace back, right? So we retraced way more, actually just getting an equal low. And so if we were to apply that same logic, you know, we're at that 618 from the main macro level, which is, you know, just to overlay that so it looks a bit clear. So if you can hear my craziness kids going on in the background, but it's real life, right? So here's the retracement, right? We're already at the main golden pocket from the macro level, sweet spot. And now if we retrace back, even if we only retrace back to 0.5, you're still about that 30,500. If we go beyond that into the golden pocket, we're in that kind of 28, 29k zone. And so I don't know if we're going to come back down first, maybe to the 50%, maybe even a bit more before we have another attempt. It seems quite fitting that we've been rejected twice, right? But we'll see. And so what that does for me, at least anyways, gives me the mindset to really only be looking for shorts, whether that's more medium term or more longer term, or shorter term rather. I don't know, but hey ho, it is what it is. Okay, so onto the main topic of discussion. So what do we think, right? This is the strong high, so I don't expect this to break. And so we're already in that 50% range, right? Again, if I look here, actually, let's go from top to bottom. But we've already gone beyond the golden pocket, right? And more than 50% into that retracement. So shorts is the right idea, I think, in my opinion. for another retest. We do have, incidentally, which I think's already been tagged as a missed opportunity. But you can see here, there's a nice... We're coming into that supply zone now, so I have got my eyes on Bitcoin as a possible trade. I mean, if I go into the 1 minute now, let's go into the 1 minute. I might fancy just having a little dip in that Bitcoin here, right? But I want a bit of a deeper test of this zone. What do we look like on the 1 minute? So, of course, really, where the optimal zone is around somewhere into here, right? This is where I'd be interested in taking a trade, because I think that's got a lot of potential in that zone. So that's where the sell-off started, and where I would hope to get a retest. So I'm probably gonna look at this now. I've got my order. Let's see, BTC. Again, sorry for my background noise. Now over on the right hand side, you'll see I've got my calculator ready to rock and roll, right? So let's get the calculator going. What do we anticipate? So somewhere in the region of, just go and test that out a second, so see where we are. Somewhere in the region of 34,903. I wanted to go a little bit higher, so I'm going to say 34,920, right? 34,920. So if you look at the calculator now, you should see me chipping away. So I'm going to change that to BTC. Okay. Our starting balance is at 118 actually. Risk 20%. That's what I want to go with. What did I say? I said 30. Just check that out again. We're looking around at 34,920. So 34,920 on the calculator. 34,920. Getting out around 34,960. Oh, sorry. It's a short. So forget about the exit. We're looking at a position size of 0.0227, right? Oh, that's wrong completely. Looking at a position size of 0.59. That's what I'm interested in. 0.59. If Bitcoin comes up, I would like it to come up and test a bit more, but 0.95. Now, in the meantime, what time is it? 5 minutes past. So we should have had some good input. So we've had ADA's popping, TRX is popping. ADA and TRX. Let's see what ADA and TRX are doing. So we've got ourselves monitors here. Let's go and see what's going on with ADA. And TRX, right, where's TRX? I think ADA's need to keep me eye peeled on here though. Because I'm going to have to do this as a market order. I'm going to put an alert. Let's see, I want to put an alert about here. Wait for that to come through. Let's test out what ADA's doing. Oh, ADA's just absolutely flying. Okay, what's ADA got in the region? Oh, it's absolutely... Oh, it's coming up to a resistance zone. So this could be an interesting play right now. Let's go into the 1 minute. So this whole zone's useful. So what I'm looking for is a break and a retest. But we are approaching R3 here. So I need to just do a quick calculation on ADA also. We're looking at about 33 cents to about 33 cents to about 33.60, right? 33 cents to 33.60. Let's go back on the calculator. ADA. Okay. 33 cents to 33.6. Short. So position size is, it's about 4,000, right? For that position size. Each one of these, we're only looking for like a $20 loss if it loses. And by the way, please don't follow along with this if you are following along, because I'm very much likely to lose, and I'm all right with that. What I wouldn't be all right with is if you guys lose, so don't follow along, is all I would say. Got two ideas at the moment. I like the look of ADA. I would love it if ADA comes up to R3, that would be ideal. And we should see some nice trades. The other one is BTC, which we've got an alert set. It's coming into the zone right now. Let me just take the screener off. I'm looking at this zone here to get into the BTC. Just gonna get my... So BTC is going to be 0.5 market value. If it wants to push up, what's this blue line? You know, just zoom up really quick. That's the strong high, right? That's fine. We're already in the zone, but this is a better zone if it wants to come as high as this. Where's ADA? Struggling now, isn't it? Let's attack the zone. Needs to come a little bit higher though. Thing is here, we can't rush it, right? Very easy to rush and get yourself in a world of pain, so we don't want to be doing that. So BTC, for where I want me stop is about a 0.5 BTC trade. Looking for around a 3-to-1 minimum. ADA, what did I say ADA was? Let's have a look. It's about 4,000, right? I'm just looking at my position size relative to where I'd have my stop loss for a $20 loss. Okay, ADA, I want to just come a little bit higher. Still got a little bit to go on the momentum as well, which is in our favour. By the way, if anyone wants me to look at any specific tokens, feel free to shout out. I'm more than happy to look at anything. I'll be on a 4 hour. Not even close, right? Wow. Yeah, we're coming into that. That's the zone there, right? Beautiful. My thesis here is that it comes up and gets rejected. It's already got rejected, which is good. And we could test a lower value, but I want to try and catch a nice move, right? So let's go back to the 15-minute, 30-minute, better. What else have we got on our screener? Let's have a look. We've got ADA, TRX, and we've got WLD. Let's look at TRX. Right, I can't keep my eyes on all these tokens at the same time, that's the problem. TRX, let's see what TRX is doing. Oh, ADA. Don't go yet. TRX has blasted through the lower 10 time frame, so that needs to be extended there. One that broke that was here. Not bothered by that one. Let's just get back to ADA really quick because I think that's making moves to the downside, regrettably. GD, right further higher. There we go. It's lost a bit of steam, but still going. Let's just map this zone. Let's get to the 1 minute. Still haven't broke. What we're waiting for here is for this to break and show signs of weakness and exhaustion here. So what I'm, we're making this. This is clearly providing a nice trend line. Ideally, what I'm looking for is something like a break, a retest that fails to break the high with a nice big engulfing candle, and then a move back down. Right, that's the telltale sign. Doesn't necessarily have to be, anything other than a pattern that fails to break that high. Ideally, in this zone, right, where you get clear rejection. See, that's why you don't just dive in straight away, because the momentum's still with the longer. BTC, still in a zone, and now we have a new trend building here. So that just gets mapped out for us nicely. Let's just see how we go here. This is scalping, right? This is just letting the screener tell us what's hot and what's not, what's popping, so we don't have to mess too much. We're just going to monitor this at the moment. What I'm looking to do is just create an alert on that line, keep us nice and steady. Go to ADA again. Let's just create ADA's nicely in our zone again. Okay, that's good. That's what we want to see. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, starting to pop. Now this is good because we may not necessarily need to be in this specific trade. If this keeps on mooning, then obviously we don't take the trade, right? We're starting to now angle a little bit again. But it's the blow off top that I want to see. Just got my finger on the pulse on ADA at the moment. ADA. Okay. It's not done yet. Need confirmation. R3 is so high, it's a lot. It's a bit too high at the moment. Where are we? Let me just zoom out a minute. Take the companion off. So we're already over 3 standard deviations away from its daily historic volatility right across the last 30 days. And so the chances of it finishing its daily close here is very, very unlikely, like 2% versus like 68% of it finishing it here. And so, you know, I've got my eye on this ADA one. I think this ADA one could be a decent trade. What we're waiting for is that break, right? Break and retest. Nothing else other than ADA has given us an indication at this moment in time. Let's have a quick check at what BTC is doing. BTC. Let's see. Yeah, BTC is another option as well. So we could be in 2 trades here. This is the zone that I'm going to be looking to short from. By the way, you know, there's more likelihood of these trades losing than winning, just because, you know, it's going to be relatively tight stop loss, because it's like a 1 in 5 opportunity. You need 1 in 5 trades in order to get your 5-to-1 risk to reward or 3-to-1 risk to reward, whatever it would be. But I'm alright with that. So I'm just flicking between ADA and BTC. The reason I'm not putting a limit order in is because simply I need to eyeball it. I don't know exactly where I want to go in. It'll be a little bit of a gut feel. We've got R4 here, daily pivot, and so, you know, if it breaks through this supply zone, then this is the next zone that we'll look to target, just because it's so overextended. Anyone else trading today? Anyone doing anything fun? Anyone have any live trades? Any tokens you'd like me to have a quick look at? Drop them in the chat. Seems to be struggling at this zone at the moment. Just keeps getting that up, doesn't it? So let's see. Okay, we're looking good for a break here. Needs to be a nice big break. Gotta be patient. One of the most difficult skills to develop as a trader, being patient. Especially if you're on YouTube. What BTC is doing. How's the visuals and sound, by the way, fellas? Is everything alright? Let me know if there's any issues with the audio. Or okay, ADA's looking like it's having a little bit of a momentum squeeze at the moment. Looks like it's slowing down a little bit, which is good for us. Now we could theoretically get in here, but it's too early to get in yet. If we have another push up and get rejected again, I'll chance it. Just because, put simply, we are in that zone, right? But what would be the more confluence or more confidence in the move would be if we come back down, and then if we come down, break the trend, and then push back up again. Because you can see these mounds are getting smaller, right? Smaller, smaller, smaller. Volume starting to drop a little bit as well. It's only on the 1 minute, so we can't be too gung-ho, but still, you know, it's something that I want to see. Okay. I think it's struggling to break through, but just watching. I'd like to see a breakthrough here. Eyes just keep stepping in, don't they? Is there any news about ADA? Anything that's propelling the news at all? If anyone knows, let me know. There's the break, nearly. Where are we with BTC? Need BTC to come into this zone. What's ADA doing? This is why we don't just dive into a trade, right? Because yes, we are in that zone here. We're in the supply zone. However, we're not seeing anything by way of sellers stepping in at this stage, taking up the sales, right, and pushing the price down. So we've just got to be patient. That's starting to look a bit more like that. Happy to remove that one now. So this is the new trend. BTC's just broken and give us that signal. Let's see what BTC is doing. I'm going to switch to BTC now. BTC. It's 0.55. 0.55. Market order. If you want to push up into the zone, I'll happily take the short. A lot of liquidity being built here. In terms of BTC, do we see anything? What's that level there? That is 34,993. 34,993. Somewhere up here, right? That's where the big sellers came in. Or at least it was the most amount of volume that came through on that 15-minute candle. Where's ADA? Still pushing up. It is indeed. Still just following. So, okay, we just play the game. So we've got ADA in the supply zone. We've got BTC in the supply zone. We're waiting for a nice little break of our trend and then a small retest on either one that fails to break the high. And then, yeah, I'd be confident in taking a trade. This just looks like very much like liquidity building to me. You know, we have a bit of a... Having said that, these are typically blast out moves, right? It's only on the 1 minute time frame, but so let's just continue and see where we are. That's why we can't just take the trade. Let's go back to the 15 minute and just check our... I mean, that would be a lovely one, that. So if R3... Sorry, if R2 doesn't give us what we want, we've got R3 up there, right, which is the daily pivot point R3, which is also in a supply zone, which is a nice supply zone to get into. But that's an incredibly crazy one. What's that gone from 29.84 to what? 32.97. So huge and clearly way over exaggerated at the moment. Okay, I think because ADA is stalling on the 1 minute, not going to do it yet, but I am not far from pressing the button on ADA. What's ADA? 4,000. Gotta keep watching it, right? You can see clear divergence there. Momentum shifting down, price is shifting up. So bearish, right? But the charge continues, so we've got to keep with it. So we can't just dive in just yet. BTC, it's ploughed into the zone that I like. Feels like an interesting place to start thinking about short and but. There's the pivot, right? The daily pivot. And this is the strong high, so I am tempted because I don't think this strong high is going to break. Right, I think it's fair. Right, BTC, we're going to go in. We're going to go in for the short move on BTC. Okay, that's gone in. So BTC, we've gone short. I think I went a little bit too high there. I think I went too far with the short there today. $9.84. Yeah, so we'll... It's a $20 loss, right? If BTC doesn't come back down, then we'll be out for $20, which I'm good with. So we monitor it. I'll get out roughly at the top of the of this zone if it wants to continue. Watching price action at the moment. My get out is just at the top of this zone, roughly around that. I don't know. I think this zone here is obviously we're coming quite close to the top of where the strong high is, and so my thesis here is that I think that that's going to hold, and this is the obvious supply zone closest to that area that I'd like to think might start to give us something to where sellers start to step in. Ideally, don't want to take anything less than at least a 3-to-1, which would be $60 in profit. But you know, don't want to start counting chickens and stuff like that too soon. Feel free to drop any questions or anything, guys, into the chat, and I'll try and answer them if I can. More than happy to answer any questions. Unfortunately, I can't keep my eye on what's going on with either because I've got my finger over the button, because I just don't. It's difficult to manage two trades at the same time when we're doing this live, so just have to see how it goes. Price action just looks horrible, doesn't it? Just difficult to figure out which way it's going to go at the minute. Don't like the price action. I may try to just get out of this trade because it's not showing me signs that it wants to push down. In fact, if anything, it looks like it wants to continue pushing up. So I think if we break this previous high here, I'll probably look to get out of the trade. Yeah, got out of the trade. What's it say? Took a $19 loss. Not too bad. Okay, let's continue with this. So what's ADA doing? See, sometimes that could have been that blow off top we were looking for, right? So let's not just be too hasty yet with BTC. Let's see where it wants to go to. Like it to really jump up to that pivot point there. That would be nice. Keep pushing up. See, interesting. This is the strong high. So let's see. Give us one last little push up and I'll come back in. It's always better to get out of... Motherfucker. It's always better to get out of a trade than let it just go into too much drawdown easily and then just, you know, let it go. Come back in. That price continue to rise, drop off some of that loss and then just dive back in again. It's still in the zone, that's the thing. It's still in that area. Did it break? It didn't break it neither, did it? No, it's still not broken it. See if it does today. Not now. See what ADA's doing while we're just formulating plans. Oh. Done exactly what I wanted to do. Came into the zone, broke the zone. Come back up and retest. Let's see. Where do I need this retest to come into? There. Trouble is we are looking very oversold at the moment. Let's go back to BTC. Price is moving up. Have we had any more screeners? Still not really. We haven't had anything change dynamically. No. Okay, what about TRX? Just quickly check TRX. $30. Interesting zone back at the top of the pivot. Okay, let's go back to BTC. See, that's where the 618 is there, right? Which is, by the way, right in between the lower term time frame strong high and just below the pivot. So it's an interesting zone. One I think we should hold off at least until we come into the see this. I think this is probably being rejected. This original supply zone here. I think it's probably going to get past it quite over the next bit of time. So we'll just, as you can see even on the 30 minute, there's still plenty of momentum on its side, right? But sometimes these can get front run, so got to be mindful of that. Let's get back to ADA. Just rejected, right? Let's tidy this up a bit. I'd like ADA to come back up into this zone, and then I'd be absolutely interested in getting in on this trade. What was it, ADA? 4,000. You wouldn't get in right now, right? Just because it's a little bit too high. It's a little bit too low on the momentum. What else? Right. What about that? Let's get back to BTC. This is the zone, right? This is the zone we can trade in. Right, while we're waiting, is anyone trading at the moment? What are you trading on? Give us your tokens. Let's see what people are doing at the moment. I'm looking both at BTC and ADA at the moment until well, in 1 minute's time we should see if there's anything popping on the screen. We should see some more details on the screen. All right. See what else is available. First trade was a loss. Lost about $19. That's okay, part of trading, right? What we don't do is hold on to these trades because, well, I'd have been in a lot more drawdown right now, wouldn't I? Cut your losses short, always. BTC, ADA, what's ADA doing? Nothing very extended at the moment. I will give ADA a chance though. If ADA comes into this zone here, I am going to short. Still nothing, no changes on the screen at the moment. Last update was 19, so 7:45 UK time. Okay. How's the image on the screen, guys? Everything nice and clear? Does the sound okay? wants to go short on Bitcoin. See, when you see this kind of activity, it's normally left shoulder, head, right shoulder, down. There you go. So now what we need is an impulsive move back up that gets failed. Needs a bit more than that though, ideally, but it's a good start. Absolutely chopped up. Just shows you how strong the buys are right now. That's what I was looking for. Let's see, a nice big up candle. Good. Now we want a strong response from the bulls. Back up. To give us that right shoulder, that would be nice. Just not on that candle though. Try and push up a little bit higher. Okay, gone short. So same again. We'll get out at the top of the... If it doesn't look like it's going our way, we'll get out to the top. Real tug of war going on at the minute. It's a big area to defend. Have to get out of this one again. Still in the trade, but just. I feel like I'm pushing against the fucking sea at the moment. I think I'm going to get out of the trade. We'll try back again at the golden pocket, though. It looks like it wants to push up to that way anyway. But two silly trades, really. Should have been patient. Wasn't. But we're still in. This is the point. You see, you've got to be really sharp and disciplined with yourself. That's how the markets work, right? It's not always easy. Thing is, it's just not worth holding on to trades at this stage. You just got to keep doing what you're doing, right? Close the trade and just get back in at a better place, better position. Want to see another little blow off top here, right up to that 618. Beautiful. Liquidity grab, break the strong high, and let's see. What's ADA doing? Let Bitcoin keep doing its thing for now. Fuck off, ADA. We'll get one, fellas. Trust me, we'll get one. And if not, it is what it is, right? So the point of this is that you don't be a slave, because it's very easy to get your head battered and think I'll hold on because it's going to turn around. It's better to just cut the loss short and then wait for the next one, right? But we are coming into a nice area now, a little bit higher. Little push up a little bit higher. Go on, have another little blast out as high as you can. Trap a load of longs who were thinking it's going to Moon City, and then let's see where we get. Keep going, another push up. I think it's going to rip up here. Come into the zone. Don't know whether to get in just because I don't want it to get front run. But I think that's where a lot of people are going to be taking profits, which will turn into sells, right? There's a lot of liquidity in this zone. One more big push, baby. Let's see. Have I missed it? Did I miss the opportunity? Could be. Fucking set it as well, didn't I? Don't get front run. Not finished yet though, clearly. Let's have one big rip. One big rippy move. Blast through the strong high. And then come back down. I'm going short. Okay. Same again. No. There's a little push. A big push would be great. Double top right now, right? It's literally hit the strong high to the dollar accuracy. Tempted to get in here. Well, let's just see. Looks like that might have been the rejection point. Let's get in. Okay, so let's just see how this goes. Hopefully we caught that move there. It looks like it's double topped at the strong high, which we didn't expect to break. I thought it might have just squeezed through, but market structure is usually king, right? Be nice if this breaks. Get rid of that zone now. Immaterial. Get rid of that. So it bounced twice off the 200 EMA on the 15-minute. I'm letting this one ride, or whatever happens now. Only because, well, this would be, what's it? Was it 2 or 3 losses? The last one was only a little snipe, which it closed early. But Bitcoin just don't short Bitcoin, right? Just doesn't know when it's defeated, does it? Might just want to take the liquidity. There's the liquidity. Once more. Not a great day in Apex office today. It's just chopping through, isn't it? Sellers are stepping in, but they're just not affecting the buys at all. The buys are too strong. They're too aggressive. Might have to even cut this one short. If I do, I think I'll probably call this one a day and just take this one as a bad day at the office. By contrast, what's ADA doing? It's the zone that I wanted that I've got in on ADA, but where are we on the range ruler? Let me just check something. Yeah, there's that standard deviation box there, right? %68 likelihood that it closes within this range before 10 p.m. UK time. Does anyone have better luck than me in the charts today? Fuck me. I did say at the start of this, do not follow my trades. I hope nobody did. You can see we're both the TPO and the POC for time and volume of around that 35,363 region. And so there's a high likelihood that price will probably come back into this zone at some point to finish off. It's not the best of distributions, that, if I'm honest. Nice if it comes and tests the value area low. There's no single prints at all here. On the 30-minute, we're at the lowest. This is where Bitcoin spent the least amount of time today trading. So be nice if it comes and tests this POC here, even takes out some of this excess here. Still a long way to go yet. $10,000 diamonds. Fuck me, I wish I had 10,000 diamonds. Starting to drop a little bit. I'd like it to come back down and test this value area low here. I think 35k is going to be a nice solid zone of support right now though. So it needs to break that first. He's broke that down, which is nice. Finally back in profit, which is good. Spent so much fucking time in the red. Feels good being green, even though it's only a little smidgen. Starting to move and shift a bit now though. Still got to claw plenty more back yet. I think this, if price continues to push down, a couple of interesting zones, right? We've got a value area low here, and then beyond that we've got the previous distributions, yesterday's point of control, which is where Bitcoin spent the majority of its time yesterday, around that 34,500. That's a big dip for it to move that far though. I don't think it's going to move that far now, but it's also where the biggest distribution of volume is as well, right? So volume and time is spent here. If you look across the entire week, well, even longer than the week, look at these red POCs. The majority of the time they're in this composite, right? So we can probably take this zone here, and this is the zone where Bitcoin has spent most of its time. And so this kind of feels like one of those Hail Marys where price really extended as a last push. You remember we've hit that golden pocket right from when it hits 48k, when it was at 48k some time back rather. How are we looking on our numbers? Still only $2. It's not a lot really, is it? We're not doing too great. Need price to continue down really. What does the 4-hour distribution look like? Zoom in a little bit there, it's a bit messy. Over 4 hours we're currently below the point of control. Let's see if we get a reaction at this value area low. See how it reacts on the 200 EMA. On the 1 minute, looks like it's... How long have we got left? Full minute yet. I'd like to see it break beyond this. That was nice that we've broken the trend, right? There's the 200 EMA. Let's see if it gives it respect. It usually does. Let's just see it blast past that. That'll be nice. Where's that at? Roughly, it's 38,969. Yeah. You see, buyers are stepping in here, trying to anyway, absorbing the price. Guys, don't forget to follow if you're not following. Also, come and join the Discord. Nice big clean break of this 200 EMA on the 1 minute would be nice. To be fair, we spent a lot of time above it at the moment, but just not being able to push it back yet. Let's get back on the distro. I would like to come back to this zone here. That would be lovely. Guys, feel free to ask any questions, drop them in the comments, anything you want to know. I think that 200 EMA is providing some nice support at the moment. See what the last half hour brings, eh? Do you guys think we're going to test this value area low for the session? It's looking likely. At $20 profit now, which is okay, I guess. Still about $30 down for the day. So I would love to at least finish neutral. Not ideal, but sometimes you'd have bad days, don't you? And you just got to chalk them off to just bad days in the office. Sometimes things you just don't get it right. Had 3 losing trades, which wasn't great in a row, trying to catch the reverse of the Bitcoin. Of course, it went right up to that golden pocket, which I didn't really plan out well enough. It's okay, it's trading. It is what it is, isn't it? Okay, looks like it's going to test the value area low. But do we go beyond that? Approaching the value area low. I want to see how it reacts here. There'll be some profit taken for people who are short, and my suspicions will be, we'll find out in a quick second. I'll probably leave this trade open. I feel like that push to the upside was, for that 36k, was the golden pocket, and I think possibly never normally do we break the golden pocket in the first attempt. I think probably more likely is we'll start to see some price movement to the downside for a bit. So I'll leave the trade open. See what Asia does. Guys, if you're new, subscribe. Don't forget to come and join the server. Discord link in the description. Drop a like, all the good stuff. Helps out. Of course, you don't need to. What's Aether up to? I mean, that would have been the move, right? And I was debating between BTC and Aether. Got that one wrong. Annoying thing is, I said when we move away, come back up and retest the zone. And that would have been, yeah, that would have been the one. I'd like you to come and test this value area low here. 200 now, providing some good resistance and support. Anyone else traded today? Anyone else been trading? If so, what have you been trading? Did you have better luck than me? Probably. I had a shit day today trading. Three concurrent losses on BTC. Third one was only a kind of a small one, but took two losses on BTC first, then an additional third. This one's currently in profit. It's not the best, but I think I'm gonna let this run irrespective. I'm just gonna let this one play out and see where it goes. I see you start moving away from that 200 DMA. Last 15 minutes, let's see what it brings. I'm going to close the live on the hour. I'm going to let the trade run anyway. I'm just seeing where it goes in the last 15 minutes, see if there's any more push to the downside. I'd like us to test that value very low before close of play. It'd be nice. want to see us test that value area low. Prices starting to come back down again. See, I think if price continues to come down, I think it's going to test the value area low here, and I think that's where profit taking will happen. It's even getting front run now a little bit. You can see here this is becoming a difficult level to break. What's your current equity? Well, I started off live. I had 3 disastrous trades trying to catch and wait for the reversal of BTC. What I should have done, and what I knew I should have done, is wait for it to come to the golden pocket. That's 618, but it never, well, it got there, but I was just waiting. I was waiting for that blow off move, and every time I'd see a blow off move, I'd try and catch it, expected a reversal, but unfortunately that reversal never came. So I was quite diligent in the sense that I said each loss will only be a $20 loss. So every time, starting with $100, it's 20% risk. But equally, what I'm going for really is a 5-to-1 risk to reward, or at minimum a 3-to-1 risk to reward. So if I can afford to take 2 or 3 losses, right? And I said at the start of this, when I first started the session, that look, don't copy my trades and don't do what I'm doing. This is more of a disciplinarian way to keep myself in check. And so each trade was a risk of $20, but I'm experienced enough to know that you can go through a range of losses, right? You can have a pretty poor run, but still come out on top if you got your risk management right. And that's exactly what I've done. So the first 2 trades were $20 loss was the first trade. Second trade was a $20 loss. The third trade, I just got out straight away because I had see price was going to continue really pumping up. So that happened. I think it took about a $10 loss. So right now my equity is about $77, I think. Something like that. What's my strategy? Well, you can see if you look at this here, so in this bottom right hand corner, this is the screener, right? And the screener, what I tend to do is it gives me, if I go from left to right, it gives me everything that is essentially over exhausted, right? So if the MFI or the money flow or the momentum is oversold, if it's also more than 2 standard deviations away from its 50 SMA, so 50 period moving average, as well as if there's a decorrelation from Bitcoin, so if it's going in some sort of different path, whether it's against it or far from it in terms of Bitcoin. And what's the other thing? Let me just check. Yeah, and if it's coming close to a pivot point, so if it's within 2% of a pivot point, whether that's pivot point S1, S2, S3. So what I'm looking for is those tokens that are really oversold and a lot of kinds of over-exaggerated stats. And then what I'm doing is once that screener gives me a notification, I'm then on the 1 minute time frame, and I'm waiting for that kind of So usually when you see these moves, they are, you know, really high moves where you're getting candle after candle continuously pushing up. I wait for the break of that move and then a retest, and then I'll look to get a short or a long, whatever that direction would be. The screener, by the way, if anyone's interested, is free in the Discord. So if you want to join the Discord and access that screener, we go over the screener in detail and explain exactly what that is and how it operates. And every 15 minutes, the candle closes. It will do a scan of all of the altcoins, and then it will pick up anything that's within that region. So you can see, you know, we were very close to R2 on I think it was, I don't know how clear you can see on that screen there, but if I bring them up, so you can see we were 0.13% away from R2. The MFI, which is the money flow index, which is essentially a volume weighted RSI, so it uses volume and price action, was 82. So that's anything over 80 is perceived as overbought. Bitcoin correlation was very close, so there's no real correlation to it. Was actually well correlated to Bitcoin's move. The Z score was 2.43, which was over 2.443 standard deviations away from the 50 period move on average. So all of these things together show that it's overextended. And if you look as well, if I show you ADA as an example, move that out of the way, extend this. Okay, that was a dream. I just didn't catch you. So this is the point I was trying to make. So this is that move where, you know, it's really extended and the price on the 1 minute is continuously opening. What I'm doing is I am waiting for that break, and you can see here this was the zone that I'd marked as what I would probably perceive as a supply zone on the 1 minute. I wanted the price to come up here. I'd set that alert as where I was going to short from, and it was just a few ticks out, and then price obviously came away. So just slightly out in terms of where I would have got my entry, but it is what it is. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes you just miss it. But that's all right, right? That's just trading. I would rather miss a trade than get in on a bad trade. So I hope that answers your question, Lester. 2 more minutes, guys, and then I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave that the trade's going to be left open. I think it's got more room to go, but I'm going to close in a couple of minutes at that 9 o'clock bell, UK time. Okay, guys, I'm gonna leave that one there. Thanks for everyone who's came and watched. Discord links in the server. Come and say hi. Appreciate you following along, and I shall see you guys later. Peace.